All right, this is how you go to battle. You have a briefing, you have a war room, you have a plan. You sit down and then you figure out how you're gonna take down the enemy. That makes sense? Right? It's the same when you're fighting in martial arts. You have to have a plan. And I'll tell you about plans. If you can't hear me, you can come closer. This is secret talk. Don't want them to hear what we're talking about. Should I stand up or is it okay if I sit down?
It's okay.
Sitting down? Okay. I fought twice in the Kyokushin World Tournament. The first time was in 1995. The second time was 1999. In 1995, I had absolutely zero plan. I was European heavyweight champion. I knocked everybody out. I felt pretty confident going into the world tournaments. In the first fight, I fought a Belgian guy and he kept kneeing me in the head and punching me in the face. It was pretty bad. This is the first fight. He ended up getting not disqualified, and I have no idea how I won that fight because he was way stronger than me. But I fought through it and I got all the way up and I placed 5th in the world. In the best 8, I ended up fighting against Francisco Filio, and he was the shit. He had knocked out, I saw him as an 18-year-old, I saw him knock out Andy Hoog in the world tournament with a high kick. And for the last 4 years, I'd been training just to fight that guy. Yeah. We're going outside? Let's do the talk inside first. Talk inside, put the gear on, and then go out. Yeah? We're good as we are. If you want some people, take some. Okay. I don't want you. Anyway, I'd been training for 4 years for this moment to train and fight against Francisco Filio. And then I get up in the ring. I have absolutely no plan. I don't know what to do. There's something going on. We're kicking a little bit, moving a little bit around. And then he flips his foot up and he snitches my nose with his big toe. I do this. And the judges are sitting like this. It's so intense. Paf! Wazari! And then I'm like, fuck, now I lost. There's nothing I could do about it. Okay? Fast forward 4 years. I spent the next 4 years training kickboxing mostly. I transitioned into K1, and in the K1 years, you're fighting rounds. You now got 1, 2, 3, up to 5 rounds. I fought 5 rounds against Michael McDonald, and it was the longest fight I've ever had. But it was a really cool fight because he was the same size as me. Also, I walked into that fight with no plan whatsoever. This is not ideal because if you study, like Winston Churchill said, you should study history, study history, study history. The history that I'm talking about, you guys need to study to walk into the fight, is the history of who you're fighting or what dojo he's from, what gym he's from. Because each dojo, the head has a specific way of training people. And the fighters, they fight like they're taught from that person. So when you study these things, you can think, okay, how do I find the weakness? How do I find the pattern to break this? And this is what we mean when we tell you, you have to go in there with a game plan. So here's a perfect game plan. I understood through kickboxing that you could make game plans. When I went back into the world tournaments, I was doing mental prep every day. I was envisioning myself fighting each and all the fighters until I would become world champion. I saw in the first round some guy from wherever he was, and I knew if I fight an easy fight in the beginning and do a strong 20-second finish, I will win easily. Boom, done. In the second fight, I had a Japanese guy, and I knew he was pretty strong, but if I fought him in a certain way, I would beat him. Boom, done. I had visioned this. I saw it happening. In the fourth round, there was another Japanese guy, and I wanted to beat him on boards. Now, if you know Kyokushin rules, who knows Kyokushin rules? Good. There are 3 ways you can win in Kyokushin. You can knock your opponent out, you can beat him by having broken more boards than him, or by being 10 kilos lighter. Now, you go to the weight, you go to the rounds. If it's a last extension, in the end, they take you to the weight. If there's less than 10 kilos, they count the boards. So you have 4 techniques you can do the boards with: your fists, your knife hand, your elbow, and then a foot stomp. I had the most broken boards in the tournament. Again, this is a gamble, but I wanted to make a point. I wanted to make a point against that specific guy, his name's Adachi, that I was gonna beat him on boards. I knew that I was 94, 95 kilos, and I knew that he was 87, so it wasn't enough. Again, this is a gamble. I could have been bigger that time. He could have been even lighter. I didn't care. I'd made my plan. I fought him the first round. It was a draw, because I didn't fight to win. I wasn't trying to knock him out. I wanted to take it for 2 extensions. Yes, we go to 2 extensions. Yes, we go to the weight. Yes, I win on boards. Nobody knows about this plan, by the way, but me. It is my plan. It was purely for my own ego, and I was gambling on this. 1 chance in 4 years lifetime, right? Anyway, so the plan worked up until the person I was fighting in the best 8, I didn't know who he was. He had beaten the Japanese guy, Tamura Yoshihiro, who I thought was going to be in the best 8. So this tall, lanky guy from Russia called Alexander Pichkinov, he's also often on this camp, and he came out of nowhere, beating everybody, boom, 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 and then I'm fighting him, and I don't know what to do with him, because I have no plan. What happens? I get kicked in the head again. 16 seconds, knocked out, boom, this time I'm down. I remember waking up like this going, shit, why is everything upside down? I was like, whoa, it was too late. Anyway, when you make a specific plan, it works. I'll tell you another plan, which is for kickboxing, that you can go and watch on YouTube. My last fight in Japan, I fought a guy who was 2 meters and 17 centimeters, 162 kilograms. I'm 180 centimeters tall, and I weighed, at the time, 104 kilos. There's a big weight difference, there's a big height difference, but this guy was not a kickboxer. He was a Korean sumo champion. He was so tall, I had to analyze what to do, how to win this guy. This is what I did. Can I borrow you? Sorry. Imagine I am so much taller, like this. All right. So if you're down here, a little bit more. So down here at this height, this is very easy. To put a hand on top of me and push me for the face, this is very easy. This is, for this person, the short guy, is the worst thing that can happen. So, plan number 1 was, do not look at his feet. If I bend my face down, I will get the knee in the face. Alright? So plan number 1 was, stay as tight and upright and tall as possible. Protect my face. Okay? Let's reverse it. I thought, okay, if I was down here and I'm protecting myself, right? What does this guy not like that I can do? What do I have? Kicks. Specifically because I'm from karate, I believe I have probably some of the best low kicks ever. Not gonna lie about that. In this case, I could probably kick him and he wouldn't be fast enough because I'm also pretty fast. This is where it comes into. I created the double low kick. The double low kick is when you kick, he checks the first one, but he doesn't check the second one. So you calf kick the first one, and then you kick the second one. Very effective. My plan for you guys today is, I want you to try and experiment with that. They don't know you're gonna try. They have no idea. So here it is, calf kick, he checks, boom. Second one, he won't check. He won't make it. It's too fast. You do 1, boom, 2. I guarantee it works. It worked on that day. I knocked him out, not with a low kick, but I happened to hit him with a hand, and he fell like timber. But before he fell, in the first round, he had blood coming out of his legs. It's crazy. So, if you have a vision and you have a plan for what you're gonna do, it will help you when you're fighting. The problem is, what I've seen on the camp is, you guys don't have a plan. And when we just say, hey, make a plan, it's so vague that you don't know how to answer that question. So today I'm giving you the plan. You have a mission. In every round that you spar, you have to connect with 6 low kicks. When I say connect, that means you have to hit the thigh on either side. If he checks, check. That's not a connect. So whatever he does something, right? You can cover up, boom, boom, you kick him back. You can use his attacks to kick him with the low kicks, or you could do it yourself and start the low kick. Either way, you have to connect with 6 low kicks per round. This is your mission. Do you have any questions? Last camp, we asked Ernesto Hoost, don't tell him. Last camp, we asked Ernesto Hoost, how many kicks do you think it takes to drop a guy, to beat a guy? What was the answer? He said 3. 3 low kicks. And that's from Ernesto Hoost. And if you've seen him low kick, when he does his combinations, BAM! It is like a baseball bat hitting the leg. If you hit or get hit by one of those kicks, you will never forget it. Your mission is to try and do 6 of those in each round. Are we good? All right, bring it in. We're gonna do 3, 2, 1, and then everyone yells 6. Okay? All right. 3, 2, 1, 6! Now good luck. Put your gear on. Everybody get ready for sparring.